Whoa! What's going on, everybody? What screen should we do? Let's do a little living room screen. What's going on, everybody? That 5-minute long song caught up to me quick. I wasn't here for about 2.5 minutes of it. I was downstairs getting my water. But welcome, guys. I hope everybody's doing good. I just got back from the grocery store. I hate going to the grocery store now, but not because like of any kind of irrational panic or anything like that, but because of other people's irrational panic. You know what I mean, man? Like, oh, one sec.
For 25 kills in one game without his race Skywalker, Borsk, Vader, or the Chosen One. Great channel. So happy Clone Wars ends May 4th, 2020.
The Texas man, thank you so much. Is that Pikachu? The icon is very small on my screen, and I think my 33 years on this planet, it's about all the natural eyes that I can take. Texas man, thank you so much. Give me one second. I see Caleb Kemp, Vince Wynn, Hello Orko, and Texas man came in with super chats at the very front load of the stream, so I greatly appreciate that, guys. So yeah, grocery store, just feel like I've said this before, a little bit, I just feel like a little bit of humanity's lost. And, I don't know, man, I'm ready for this shit to be over. In a safe manner, right? In a safe manner. But yeah, man, hopefully soon, right? Stocked up on meat. Don't have to go to the grocery store. The only reason I had to go to the grocery store this time, I was good for like 3 weeks on food. We needed a couple more ingredients to make my daughter's birthday cake, which is tomorrow. She's turning 2, which is mind-blowing. I had to go, and I figured, why not? Let's stock up on more shit to throw in the freezer, so we'll be good for another week or so. So, hopefully now. There's always something, though, right? There's always something. But anyway, welcome, guys. Caleb Kemp, hello there. General Kenobi, welcome, Caleb. I don't know. Are you getting in on the little Empire at War action later with the mods? We shall see. But, dude, thank you so much for the support. I hope everything's going well for you. I hope you're staying busy with the new job there. But, yeah, man. Play some games, right? Play some games. And Vince Wynn, thank you so much as well. Had food delivered the other day and saw the guy just sort of throw the food towards my doorstep, run to his car, and drive away. Can't say I blame him. LOL. That's kind of, yeah, I mean, I understand in a way, because obviously people are fearful. They don't want to come in contact with, and maybe he was also looking out for whoever he was delivering the food to, right? I mean, I think a lot of people maybe aren't worried for themselves. Like for me, when I go on my morning jogs, I went on my 4-mile jog this morning at 5 in the morning, because my daughter is being babysat by my parents right now, so I can get a little bit of stuff done today. But normally I run, in the mornings, and people are out there jogging and walking their dogs. I'm not fearful of catching anything, but for other people, I steer clear. I run into the road. I get on the other side of the sidewalk, yada, yada, yada. And I'm curious, maybe that delivery guy was just thinking that he was looking out for you, But, yeah, I mean, like, I get it. At the same time, I was going to say, maybe don't... If you're kind of fearful, maybe steer clear of being a food delivery person. But at the same time, times are tough, and you have to figure out what to do any way you can. Vince. Also, Vince, something we talked about like a month ago or so. When all this clears up, I have a little tube ready to ship out. Yeah, whenever I can. Actually, know a guy who works at a UPS store, so maybe I can swing by his house and he can just, because he lives really close to me. Maybe I can just do that. I'll figure it out, though. But I have not forgotten. Do not fear that I have forgotten. Oh, one sec.
$10 for answering this. What is your excitement level for last episodes of Clone Wars 1 to 10? 10 be high? Thoughts on Solo 2 movie theories?
Texas man, Orko, and Caleb, thank you guys so much. Give me one sec, gentlemen. But yeah, Vince, I appreciate that, man. And Orko says, guess who's going to be trucking through the entire Clone Wars now that Disney Plus is here? This guy. Nice, man. Yeah, well, it's going to be really difficult to catch up with these last 4 episodes, right? But if you've never really seen it, which I don't believe you have, It's worth watching. There's a lot of great arcs in there, a lot of great episodes, a lot of, Ahsoka is a really fun character to grow along with. And yeah, I recommend it to every Star Wars fan. Now, that being said, there's a lot of great arcs and there's a lot of just kind of dud arcs that kind of feel repetitive and there's not much to them. And sometimes they're kind of kiddie. The show has like some arcs, there's a decapitation, and in another arc there's some kids in a cave looking for crystals, and it's kind of a very baby version of the Goonies in a way. But yeah, man, enjoy it. If you want to save on some time and you're not, I would recommend going through like an essential episode or arc list. I'm sure there's thousands of those out there. So yeah, man. Check it out. Let us know what you think. But I appreciate that, Orko. In the Texas Man, thank you so much for the channel support as well. Texas Man says, I'll give you $10 more for 25 kills in one game without Rey Skywalker, Boss Vader, or The Chosen One. Great channel. So happy Clone Wars ends May 4th, 2020. I don't like... Well, Texas Man, thank you so much, first of all, for the extremely generous channel support this afternoon. I'd never really like to play as heroes or villains in Battlefront. I definitely prefer just being a run-of-the-mill grunt on the battlefield. A stormtrooper, a droid, battle droid even. I would rather play those kind, even more so than reinforcement characters. I just prefer playing first person, with an E11 or a normal blaster, and do it to it. But I can't say. I mean, I'm sure I've gotten 25 kills in a game just doing that. But in my years of playing this game since it came out, Texas Man, I have found personally no benefit in playing heroes or villains in like a regular match of like Supremacy or something, because I suck with them unless it's Han Solo with a blaster. If I pick to use a lightsaber character, I'm probably dead within a minute. but yeah, man, I greatly appreciate that. Clone Wars ends May the 4th, which is crazy. I feel like it just started up. Time is flying, dude. But yeah, maybe a couple streams from now, I'll do some more Battlefront action, and I'll try to make that 25 kill list, 25 kill count come true. But I appreciate that, man. And Caleb Kemp, let me make sure my order is all out of whack here. So Texas Man. Texas Man 2 in a row. Texas Man, thank you so much once again, dude. Do gameplay is okay. So I'll give $10 for answering this. What is... Oh, you thought I was going to play a game. I apologize, man. Next time maybe I'll do a little bit of Battlefront action. How about that? Cool. But Texas Man's question is, what is your excitement level for last episodes of Clone Wars 1 to 10, 10 being high? Thoughts on Solo 2 movie theories? I'll talk about the second part first. For me, I know there's a big campaign. A lot of people want a Solo 2, a sequel to Solo. I don't necessarily want that. It obviously, if one was to be made, I would be excited and I would go see it. But in the grand scheme of what I want made, what I want explored in this franchise, a sequel to a movie about a character that I've seen in a lot of other material doesn't really interest me that much. I would rather have the franchise focus on new stories, new characters, rather than kind of just continuously bringing back the familiar, So I don't really believe that there's going to be a sequel made. I think there's a lot of hope. I don't think there's really, unless I'm missing out on something, unless I'm missing out on a little bit of news or whatnot. I in my heart of hearts, I don't see them making a sequel. That being said, I mean, it could happen, right? So, how excited am I for the final 4 episodes of the Clone Wars? I don't put a number on it, I guess. I mean, just because it is the content of Star Wars that we're getting right now, it's pretty damn high, right? I mean, 9 or 10 maybe. Especially because I did, for those of you who wanted me to watch that TV spot, I ended up watching it. I don't have the willpower not to watch something, especially when so many people tell me to watch it. I didn't watch any of the other ones, but, it's gearing up. Everything's coming to a head. Ahsoka and Anakin, without going into any spoilers, there's, we see things coming to a head, and that's why I'm so excited for it. The history of Maul, the confrontation that is coming. I'm really curious how it's going to play out. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. Like I said, you guys want a solo too? Of course, if they're gonna make it, cool. But I would rather that energy go into something else that we've never seen or heard of, or characters that we don't know anything about. But anyway, Texas man. Hope you're being safe out there in the Lone Star State. And I appreciate the hell out of that generous channel support this afternoon, rather. And hello, Orko, your daughter's 2 already. Damn, happy birthday to her. Time really has been flying these days. It has. Dude, Orko, I never... everybody says time flies. And it's true. I look back on the past 10 years and I go, holy shit, a lot has happened in the past 10 years. 10 years ago, I was looking at pictures, how Facebook or what, even your phone or whatnot will tell you, this happened so many years ago. You posted this so many years ago. And the other day actually was the 9-year anniversary of me coming home from a deployment and getting out of the Navy. And I was just sitting back like, oh my God, 9 years have already passed since that. I can smell the galley. I can smell the smell of the head. I can feel the rock of the boat. It's just like so ingrained in me that it feels like it was yesterday. And then my daughter's born 2 years ago. That feels like it was yesterday too. And I never really grasped. Oh, one sec.
First kid comes in today. TK from Trooper Master. So excited. Thanks for being my inspiration to join the Legion.
Hell yeah, Dixon. Thank you so much, man. Give me one sec. I'm long-winded this afternoon. I'm a little hungry. I actually haven't eaten lunch yet. So I'm going to have a little ham and cheese sandwich after this stream. But give me one sec, Dixon. I got Orko. And then Eric King. And then you. And then Caleb. Caleb right there, too. But I appreciate that, man. So yeah, I never really grasped the phrase time flies, until I had a kid, because the past 2 years, especially because a kid at this stage in the game grows so fast, a year ago, she was such a completely different kid than she is now. Now we walk into her bedroom in the morning and she's singing like A Whole New World from Aladdin. She's singing verses of A Whole New World. It's mind blowing, man. So yeah, she's 2 years old tomorrow. We had a whole party planned, and obviously we canceled that. It was just going to be like family, really. A lot of grandparents, and that's really the only worry for me, I just didn't want them to be around and whatnot. But so what we're doing is my wife is making a 3-tier chocolate cake with like cream cheese icing, and it's going to be so damn good. Tonight, me and my wife are going to decorate the entire house with balloons, which we couldn't find helium, so they're just going to be like limp balloons laying on the floor. And then, we're going to wrap her presents tonight, and I'm going to make a good breakfast. But, dude, it's exciting. And, yeah, it's mind-blowing, man. Mind-blowing. But I appreciate that, man. And Caleb Kemp, thank you so much once again. I'd have to be taught if I did, LOL, but I got my stimulus check, so perhaps I could spare a few dollars for a new game. No, don't wait. I'm sure it's super cheap. Dude, I'm going to have to teach myself all over again. I haven't played that game in years. Yeah, Empire at War. I'm probably going to record some footage too, Caleb, and maybe make a video out of it. But if you just want to hang out in the chat for a little bit, I'm probably going to hop on there for an hour or so, maybe a little longer. But no, save that stimulus check, man. For essentials only. I don't know what's going on with hours. Like we've moved. Being in the YouTube game, you as a YouTuber, you never get like a refund because they don't take any taxes. Google doesn't take any taxes out, so you always owe. So they don't have my banking information. I don't really, and the status website doesn't work. So I have no idea where it's at, what's going on with it, but, you know, it'll get here eventually. But yeah, essentials only, man. Essentials. But dude, yeah, hopefully there's other things in the work. And the money that they're offering up, yeah, it takes a little bit of stress off, but for most people, I think it'll cover like a mortgage payment. And then what do you do? I don't know. There needs to, I'm not an economist. I'm a dummy with money and all that kind of stuff. I'm very tight with my money, which I think kind of drives my wife crazy at times. But like, I don't know if this would work, but there needs to be like a, some kind of federal mandate or something that completely shuts things down where, okay, banks, all the loans that you gave out, this month and next month, you know, the people are fine. The people are safe. They don't have to pay those. They don't have to have any kind of, you know, backlash for not paying their bills. There needs to be something, some kind of consumer protection thing. Maybe there is, but some kind of like nationwide halt of payments, whether it be mortgage payments or rent payments or, you know, car payments or anything like that. There needs to be something. And I'm too much of an idiot to even put it into words, but it feels like if we're going to have these things, and this is just the tip of the iceberg and long time coming, this is a test, there needs to be some kind of protection out there like that. But anyway, Caleb, save that money. But I appreciate that. But save it. And Orko, once again, thank you so much, man. HelloGreedo, going full chronological order every episode, even the Jar Jar and R2 episodes. This is my second time around. Oh, nice. Okay, second time around. So you kind of already know what you're in store for. Plus, you're probably not going anywhere. You got plenty of time to kill with some Clone Wars episodes. And maybe being the older guy that you are, maybe you watched it as a kid, you'll pick up on some nuances. You'll pick up on some themes that maybe you missed back in the day, you know. But I watched it in chronological order, as you know. I don't know if I missed out on anything by doing that. I kind of feel like the episodes that I watched in the order that I watched it in kind of had a more, a more streamlined continuity to them. And I appreciated it. What the hell is that noise? Did you guys hear that? That was weird. I hope that wasn't my air conditioner outside. It was like it sounded like something was screwing into the wall. What was that noise? They're not building a house next door. Weird. I don't know. Anyway, I'll investigate later. Probably not. But yeah, man, enjoy it. If I could recommend some show, well, I'm not going to recommend the show that we're watching now because chances are there will be spoilers everywhere. But if I could recommend a show that maybe you've never seen, my favorite show of all time, I would say, Sopranos. That goes for anybody out there that has not seen The Sopranos. Watch it. It's great. It's great. But yeah, anyway, Orko, I appreciate that. And Eric King, thank you so much for the super chat. Sorry, guys. And channel support this afternoon. Greatly appreciate that. Eric King says, Mel Kiper has the Jags taking Jerry Jeudy in the first round. Pretty solid wide receiver out of Bama. Is he the missing link to get the Jags a ring? I think there's a lot of missing links. There's a lot of gaps, a lot of holes in this story, Eric. I used to follow, you know, the picks and everything like that. Oh, the draft is in a couple days, right? Or is it this weekend? I can't remember. Or is it today? When is it? And let me look this up real quick. NFL draft. Okay. Thursday, April 23rd is when it kicks off. So it is next Thursday. Okay. So I don't know, man. Like, as a Jags fan for basically my entire life, I moved into Jacksonville when I was 12. Had season tickets from like 2007 to 2012 or something like that. There have been some crazy ups and downs. You know, we almost went to the Super Bowl. Should have went to the Super Bowl. Pats beat us. Stupid decisions. I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like every season is just kind of like a crapshoot, and the city has such like, they're so hopeful. There's so much. Everybody's so pumped up for the new season, as I'm sure every city is for their team. And then, after the first loss, everybody just goes, well, that's the Jags. And then it just becomes like a snowball effect of just shittiness. So, yeah, receiver, great. For a long time, we've been talking about a quarterback. Hopefully, this is it. Hopefully we can kind of... hopefully we're good now. I feel like we've said that for 10 years, even with the days of Gerard. But yeah, man, we'll see. Like, I used to be super hopeful. Now I'm just pessimistic and I barely pay any attention to it. But Eric, I appreciate that, man. I need you to do my fantasy league. That's another thing. I'm always so hopeful. Like, yeah, I think I got a good team. And then I just shit the bed. Well, yeah. Anyway. And Dixon Robin, thank you so much, man. Dixon says, my first 501st kit comes today. Nice. TK from Trooper Master. Awesome. So excited. Thanks for being my inspiration to join the Legion. Nice. Let me look up Trooper Master. I've heard the name. I know probably a couple of my buddies have Trooper Master armor. Let's see, but I can't remember the exactly the look. Maybe is it a stunt or hero? Trooper Master versus RS. That's an RS? Nice. Trooper Master, New Hope. Nice. Trooper Master. That looks sharp. It's such an exciting feeling, man. And don't be. I guess you're in quarantine, right? So, do a bunch of research. Oh, nice. I'm looking at the back plates. Yeah, it looks good, man. The shoulders look proportional too. I know with a lot of kits, even my own kit, my ATA kit, the shoulders are a little small. For me, I got kind of bigger shoulders, and if I look at pictures of myself and my armor, the shoulders are too small. They work, but they're too small. And apparently they are too small. They're like a recast. I don't know. But yeah, have fun with it and do a lot of research before you start cutting and gluing and all that kind of stuff. But take your time with it, because, when I built my armor, I basically got all of my other buddies to help me. I mean, we just had a big armor party, and they came, we had some beers and we hung out in my buddy's garage, and, I was very hands-on with my armor, but they also wanted to help immensely, to the point of one of my buddies taking my helmet kit home, my ATA helmet home, putting it together, and then in a week, he just brought it to me. I was like, hell yeah, awesome. So, there's a lot of people out there that know what they're doing, a lot of great posts, as you know. I'm looking at a really good picture of armor, or Trooper Master. Dude, that's the biggest thing that I look at with a lot of this armor, because of my shoulder, my ATA shoulders, they're too small. Trooper Master looks, the shoulders especially look like they're on point. But that's sharp looking armor, man. Hell yeah. And congratulations on pulling the trigger. It was always a lifelong goal of mine to get a set. Ever since I first learned about the Legion, back when it first started, and Albin Johnson was being interviewed and all that kind of stuff. And it just always sounded like a really cool thing with a really good cause. And, and you never have to buy another Halloween costume again, right? But anyway, Dixon, enjoy it. Have fun with it. Take a ton of pictures and feel free to tweet them at me, and I'd love to check them out. But yeah, man, I appreciate that. All right, guys, let me see. I'm long-winded this afternoon. I apologize. So who's next? Squog, and then we got Gooner. What's up, Gooner? Luca Dandy, good to see you, man. All right, cool. And Squog, it looks like, was first on that little list. Squog, thank you so much, man. Squog says, Trump's tweet, USA Strong, sounds like Jar Jar complimenting you at the gym. USA Strong! Is that, did he just tweet that? Let's see. Let's go to the old Twitter. Or was that from a while ago? I remember he did that the other day. It is kind of like, yeah, I guess that's a funny way to put it. Like kind of, no matter how you take that tweet, I'm as I succumb to the rah-rahs sometime, right? The rah-rahs of USA, USA, USA. I'm a patriotic dude. But those kind of like chants or slogans and stuff like that, I can totally see coming from Jar Jar. But yeah, man, dude, not getting into any kind of politics things, but my dad, he's never been politically active whatsoever. He's never cared, honestly, the last time he voted was McGovern against Nixon. It's been so long. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care, but he registered to vote like a week ago online. And I was like, whoa, my whole family was like, whoa, that kind of shit never comes up. And I was like, why now? And he said, well, the flim flam man. And that made me laugh. My dad calls Trump the flim flam man. It's hilarious. But yeah. Anyway, Squawk. You're so strong. Okay, day. There you go. But I appreciate that, man. And Gooner Chiefs fan 123. Thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Hope you're staying safe. Have a good day, Greedo. Thank you so much for the sentiment. Right back to you and yours. Hope the kids are doing well, man. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out at home, really. Like my wife works in the medical field, so she is around a lot of people. But she hasn't been worried too much of contracting it or bringing it home. I mean, it's on her mind. That's basically the reason we kind of canceled my daughter's birthday party, is because, that contact right there. And then like grandparents coming over. We don't want that contact. That is just a streamline from like sick people to her, to us, to grandparents. Not a good progression there, right? But yeah, man, we're good. We're good. Stocked up on food. I working out, running, staying active, eating healthy. Not an excuse to chow down on chips and bullshit and Oreos, right? But yeah, take care of yourselves, right? Crazy. What do they say in the United States? Like the biggest contributing factor to whether or not you will. I mean, it's very vague, right? Everybody's different. But like obesity is such a huge epidemic here, and is certainly not helping the situation with people getting sick. And then in China, isn't it like in a lot of other nations, one of the biggest factors is like smoking too, which I know a couple people that smoke, but it's kind of like I don't know about you guys, maybe some of the younger guys can speak on this, but do you guys know people who smoke still? It's definitely a dying thing, which good, right? Good. But anyway, I appreciate that, Gooner. And Luca Dandy, thank you so much as well, man. Hey, Greedo, were you able to watch? I have not watched the Tartakovsky Clone Wars yet. As I said, I'm kind of waiting for this season of the Clone Wars to be completely over before I jump into that. Let me take a quick sip of the old water real quick. So yeah, my plan is to watch it after this season of Clone Wars finishes. So, the last episode of the Clone Wars season 7 ends on May the 4th. And then maybe, the following week I'll watch it in its entirety and make a video on it. I'm probably not going to do, is it broken down by episodes? I'm probably just going to do just a complete 2-hour watch of it and then make one thoughts video. I'm not going to go into like a breakdown of scene by scene like I often do with my Clone Wars videos, which I wish I could get away from that. I guess people like it, but in my brain, when I do like scene by scene or moment by moment breakdowns along with giving my opinion on things, sometimes I feel like I'm what's the word I'm looking for, like, I guess unnecessarily making the video longer than it needs to be. You know what I mean? Because obviously if you're watching one of my Clone Wars videos, you've seen the episode and you kind of know what happens. I don't need to do these recaps, but for the sake of me remembering things, I have to like jog my brain a little bit and go down the path of what happened in the episode and then talk about it, if that makes sense. But so yeah, anyway, long story short, Luca, I will be watching the 2003 miniseries, Clone Wars miniseries, probably the week after May 4th. And then after that, maybe Rebels. Same thing with Rebels. I'll just burn through it and then make a overall thoughts video. I've only seen the first season of that, so. But yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. I know a lot of people are waiting for that that video. But yeah. Anyway, my Gramps still smokes. Crazy Man smokes Cuban cigars. Dude, Luca. Speaking of Cubans, I was looking at I don't know if you were here earlier on the stream. I was looking at my phone and my Facebook and all these like memories that you're going down. Actually, the reason I looked at them was because I'm getting photos printed to put like in my office and whatnot, and I wanted some from deployment and just events in my life. And a picture of me and my dad on my parents' back porch popped up, and it was from 2011, and we both have big cigars. We're smoking cigars, and those were Cuban cigars that I got from I believe I bought those in Panama. Yeah, but I still have the box that they came in, and I found I went through the box when I was moving, and I was like, oh my god, there's still like 12 cigars in here. So I still have 12 Cuban cigars that I got from deployment. They are so brittle, but I do have a friend who has a humidifier, like a humidor. Is that what it's called? Humidor? And he might be able to nurse them back to health. We'll see. But something like that's fine, right? Like a once in a while celebratory thing. But yeah, anyway. I know a lot of people who still smoke here in London. I tell you who it was that damn Sasquatch. I smoke. What's up, Tan? And a lot of people do here, but I think it is pretty much dying everywhere, just in different rates. As a voice actor, I really should quit. Yeah, I bet that, on the flip side of that, Tan, I bet there's a lot of people who maybe sing or do voice acting who think that their voice is or the characters that they voice and stuff like that are better served by that habit. You know what I mean? And they maybe don't want to quit because of that. Maybe they have like a gruff voice or something. I bet there are people out there like that, but they should still quit. Yeah, man, still quit. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Sapity. I apologize. I scrolled right by. I didn't see it. Sapity, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support. Probably asked before, but going to anyway. If given the chance, which countries outside the USA would you want to visit with your family? Stay safe. So, yeah, I loved. I really want to take my wife to like Central and South America because, specifically. Well, yeah, I loved. Panama was great. I loved Costa Rica. I loved Guatemala. Guatemala was awesome. I really lucked out with my deployment, but so I would love to take my wife to like there. But places that I've never been, I've always wanted to go to Norway. I have kind of roots there. My dad's family's from Norway, and I've always thought it would be fun to go there and check it out. My wife really wants to go to Scotland. It's kind of on her must-do list. But for me, Norway might as of right now, it might be my number one choice to go check out. That being said, I've always had a desire to go to more remote places. Just even the Amazon would be neat. Do some kind of safari like that. But yeah, man, like, given the chance, I would probably, anywhere. I would love to go to, Norway, and then maybe like Japan. Those two places I think would be a lot of fun. And I like going to places, maybe Norway would feel a little familiar, but I like going to places that, you know, the culture is so different than what I'm used to. Because if you're going to, I've been to Vegas twice. I don't like Vegas. I have zero desire to go to Vegas. I went there once because my family was there and we were all meeting up. I went there a second time. We landed the plane, we rented an RV, and we got the fuck out of Vegas. So what I like to do when I go on vacation, for the most part, is like go to places where it's a little bit of a culture shock and you have a fish out of water experience. I think that kind of stuff is important, you know. So yeah. And maybe Cuba. I would like to go to Cuba, Sapity. My buddy went there a couple years ago when, you know, some of the travel restrictions were lifted. And him and his wife had a lot of fun. But yeah, anyway, Sapity. Yeah, probably Norway, Japan. Maybe it would be my first two choices. Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate that, man. Quit smoking 3 years ago. Nice. Vaping instead of cigarettes. That's smart. I know some people have done that for sure. Sour cream. And Caleb Kemp, need to rant. Uh-oh, let me take a quick sip of the old water here. There we go. Caleb says, need to rant. Updated my computer's graphics drivers a couple days ago, and now my live streams are stuttery again. Yay. Yeah, it's weird how that can happen. I mean, you can always revert, Caleb, to a previous driver if you want to do that. I haven't done something like that in a very long time, but I know you can download like previous drivers and throw them on your computer. Maybe that'll fix the situation, but it's weird how certain things like that throw a monkey wrench into what you're used to. And then sometimes things just start working again. Like, do you remember when I had that Battlefront 2 issue whenever I tried to stream? It would just constantly lag. I, didn't know what the hell was going on, reinstalled the game, updated my drivers, which were already updated, and I didn't know what was going on. And then just one day, maybe a month ago, the problem never came back. And I don't know why. I did nothing different. So, yeah, if you want maybe a quick solution that might help you out, you can always go to a previous version of a driver, and maybe that'll fix the situation. If not, if it's a live stream issue and not a game issue, maybe it's just pulling too much computing power now more than it did, and maybe you need to bump down your OBS, your Streamlabs settings a little bit more to find that sweet spot. But I really don't know, man. I hate when that shit happens, though. Just buy a Macintosh. They just work. But yeah, man. Anyway, I appreciate that. So yeah. Let's see. I wouldn't want to revert because it's overall been a pretty big improvement. A lot of nice software additions. And okay. Then yeah, take the loss on the streaming and just play the games for sure. Yeah, I guess just keep tweaking it. Maybe there's an update that you can download for your streaming software that might kind of, fix it. Sometimes software needs to update as well to kind of get in line with new drivers and whatnot. So, maybe that's the case. But yeah, Greedo, what program are you using to display the HUD on this stream? Steve Sanders, what's going on, Steve? So I use a program called OBS. OBS is a streaming software. Think of it. One sec, Steve. JCM Painting, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. Did you guys hear that Death Star alarm that maybe was a little too loud in your headphones or your speakers? That means we have a new fleet member. If everybody could do me a big favor in the chat and say, welcome to the fleet, JCM, I would greatly appreciate that. But dude, JCM, thank you so much for joining the fleet, becoming a fleet member on a monthly basis, supporting the channel. I don't know if you know this, but you get a special role in the HelloGreedo Discord server. You can link up your YouTube account with Discord and get that. I also do supporter Q&As once a month, and they're usually the first Monday of every month. So stay tuned for that. But dude, thank you so much for joining the fleet, man. Welcome to the fleet. Welcome aboard, shipmate. But yeah, Steve. So OBS is streaming software, as you probably know, and how do I describe it? So if you've ever used like Photoshop, you know there's layers in Photoshop. OBS can have layers too. So what you're looking at the top here, I can actually turn off. Where is it? I need to find the right layer. Living room overlay. See? Okay, I just turned off the living room overlay. Boom. That is just a separate PNG layer that I created in Photoshop. That right there. So yeah, basically all the graphics that you're looking at there are like Photoshop creations, PNGs, transparency. Boom. Down the donation ticker that I just turned off, and now it's not. There it is. Is the, how do I put this? OBS, and there's a program called Streamlabs. Streamlabs is a kind of like an, I don't know how to put it, but something that you can add on to OBS, and it gives you all these names, and it keeps track of super chats, and it keeps track of like the stream boss at the top left, and it, you know, all these different real-time I guess numbers and people that are viewing and stuff like that. So yeah, Streamlabs and OBS. Those are two things that are your friends. But yeah. Oh, Steve Sanders, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet, dude. I greatly appreciate that. Steve, you just heard the spiel, but I just want to say thank you so much for supporting the channel on a monthly basis. Welcome to the fleet, Steve. Yeah, so when is the next Monday that I'm doing a supporter Q&A? So the next Monday will be May 4th. Oh shit! Supporter Q&A will be May the 4th. Nice. Cool. So the next supporter Q&A will be May 4th. And you can hop on here. I usually do them in the afternoon, or I usually do them in the evening around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time or so. But yeah, man. Hell yeah. Welcome to the fleet. If everybody could do me a favor and say welcome to the fleet, Steve, I would greatly appreciate that. But welcome aboard, shipmate. Steve says, I've used OBS. I only recently started using it following Epos Vox's tutorials. He's great. Nice. Yeah, Streamlabs is it's the only streaming program I've ever used, so I can't really say if it's better or worse than anything. It works for me, and it's super simple, easy to use, and I've got it down to a science, you know. So yeah, check out Streamlabs. Google like Streamlabs with OBS, and you'll kind of find a tutorial on that. I guarantee it. And you can get all these nifty notifications and scrolling now playing things, and where it says Caleb Kemp in the bottom right corner, you can get that ticker, and you can get all that fun stuff. But yeah, and Chris, thank you, Chris Tafalo, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet, man. We got two Chris's, two fleet members on named Chris right now. But dude, is that you in an astronaut suit? I can't really, it's very small on my screen. But dude, Chris, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. This is probably a record. We've never had so many fleet members join in one stream. Chris, thank you so much, man. You must have re-upped. But dude, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. Hey, Greedo, I've been a member before, just returning. I used to be Mothman. Oh, of course, Moth. Duh. I noticed your chief icon there, and I was like, wait, hold on a second. So yeah, nice, man. Good to see you. I hope everything's going well. I was like, yeah, I know I recognize that avatar. Wait, hold on. Moth Meta. Well, good to see you, Moth. Hope you're doing well, man. Hope you and the fam are doing good. And I'm curious how the education is going nowadays. But yeah, Chief Chris. There you go. Chief Chris. Petty Officer Chris. Chief Chris. Is that a okay, I had to squint. I couldn't tell Tierce if that was a second class or a first class. Nice. But anyway, I appreciate that, Moth. Well as can be. Good to hear, man. It's a waiting game, right? That's all it is. But yeah, Chris, thank you so much, man. And we'll all have to dip into the supporter Q&A on Monday, May the 4th. So I've been thinking about doing my supporter Q&As a little different. I almost want to do Patreon completely separate. Like, I usually pull Patreon questions from Patreon and then talk about them in a live stream. But I feel like that kind of takes away from the fleet members who are in the chat at that time, right? So I'm toying around with the idea of doing Patreon only stuff on Patreon. The Q&As would just be me talking into a microphone, audio versions on Patreon, and it would just go up on Patreon. But the fleet member supporter streams would just be for fleet members. Does that make sense? That's kind of where my head's at. I'm gonna have to ask some people on Patreon if they like that idea or not, but I think it would kind of make me focus a little more on one or the other. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Anyway, Steven Homelac, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support, man. Steven, let me take a quick sip of the old water here. Steve says, Solo screenwriter said he thinks Solo 2 would be a tough sell since Solo bombed. I wonder what this might mean for the next batch of movies. That's interesting. I need to check that quote out. For me, it's not even maybe you heard me talk about it earlier. It's not even a reason of like it bombing or not making that much money or not being that, I didn't really care for the movie that much. It is fun. I can watch it and enjoy it for what it is. But for me, it's like, I don't really want a sequel just because I want them to focus on that next batch of movies that, hopefully is not associated with anything that we've ever seen before or characters that we know. So I guess that would be from a financial standpoint, from a suit and tie standpoint, from an executive standpoint, a pretty big reason to not pursue a sequel to a movie, right? If the first one didn't do that great, then why make a second one when there's so much other content, so many other stories to tell in this universe, But you mentioned the next batch of movies. That is something that I've been saying on this channel for a long time, that I want them to really focus on, pushing the boundaries of what Star Wars means, what they can show us, timelines, characters, stories. I want them to make different kind of movies that don't rely on things from the past that we're already familiar with, So that's why I'm extremely excited for whatever the next set of movies are going to be. I just hope they're different enough to keep things fresh and interesting, But yeah, what does that mean? I don't know. I don't really have a particular timeline that I want it to take place in. Like, sure, a lot of people want the Old Republic. For me, I would rather them explore something that's never been explored before and create an entirely new time to play around in. Make a new sandbox to walk in. Maybe that's what the High Republic will be, but at the same time, I think that's probably just going to be a publishing endeavor. If that's all it is, cool. If they dabble around in movies and shows in that era, awesome. But yeah, we'll see. Anyway, I appreciate that, Steve. Do you prefer being a bird or a pillow when going out to get car insurance? What the hell does that mean? A bird or a pillow when going out to get car insurance? Well, I don't get a bird or a pillow. I gotta look this up. Are those terms in the car insurance industry? Bird insurance services. I'm looking into this too deep, aren't I? A pillow. I don't know what the hell that means. I think you're just messing with me. Neither. Vince Wynn, thank you so much for the super chat and channel support once again, man. What if they made a faux documentary show about the Galactic Civil War, talking with Rebel and Imperial veterans after the war? Dude! Vince, let me read a little bit of something that I wrote not too long ago. What's the folder called? I named it, what did I name it? Oh, shit. What did I name it? Ken Burns. I named it Ken Burns. Yep, here it is. Number 611 folder on my HelloGreedo, in my HelloGreedo folder list. Ken Burns. That's what this folder is named, Vince. It's hilarious that you bring this up, because I was thinking about continuing this project. I made this folder back in, October 5th of 2018, a year and a half ago or so, is when I made this folder. This has been an idea that I've had for a long time, Vince. And I actually have images that I've photoshopped and created, and I was going to make it like a Ken Burns documentary. Short little segments here and there. I have, written down, like, after the Galactic Empire successfully sacked a planet, a small security detail would stay behind, but the main assaulting force would quickly deploy. It would basically be like, interviewing stormtroopers. In the morning, I was eating breakfast on Tatooine. By dinner, I was in a foxhole on Endor. Just that kind of stuff, black and white images, Ken Burns style, slow pace with some music in the background as I narrate it from the standpoint of, stormtroopers being interviewed, and also narration over the top. So, Vince, that's hilarious that you brought this up. I even have a bunch of songs downloaded for this project. And yeah, the intro is something like, I still wrestle with, obviously I would read this in a more dramatic voice, but I still wrestle with what it all means, what it was all for. We never talked about it in the field at the time. We never talked about the right or wrong of the war. It never came up. The question felt a million miles away from some diplomat to answer. So it was that kind of stuff, Unrest, lawlessness, conflict. It stretched from one end of the galaxy to the other. It was inescapable. Farmers on distant planets, once thought to be loyal to the Galactic Empire, now sheltered and offered aid to the Rebel Alliance. It just, like, I already scripted a lot of this stuff out. That's hilarious, Vince. You just gave me a jolt of wanting to finish this project. But anyway, hell yeah, Vince. I appreciate that jolt. And so, yep, it's an idea that I've actually kind of scripted quite a bit of. And I'm looking forward to it, man. I just need to... Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But anyway, I appreciate that. And Hugo, thank you so much for becoming, once again, the 4th member of the fleet to join this stream. That is certainly a record. Hugo, thank you so much for becoming the latest member of the fleet. I appreciate the hell out of it. You get a special role in the Discord server. Link your accounts up. I do the Q&As or the supporter stream once a month, usually the first Monday of every month. So if everybody could do me a big favor and say, welcome to the fleet, Hugo, I would greatly appreciate that. But Hugo, welcome aboard, shipmate. Thought it was about time. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you so much, Hugo. I appreciate the hell out of that. Got a lot of fleet members now. That's great, man. Yeah, all that green. Love the green names. I'm sure you appreciate it, Chris. The Navy rankings that I when I created those things, I originally did them way different, Chris. Those insignias and whatnot, because I took them into Photoshop. I started creating them, and I gave them way more detail, and made them made the icons, even like the lines on the icons, even smaller. But when I took them into YouTube, I realized that it just looked like a big, it was so messy you couldn't tell what the hell it was, so I had to redo them. But I think they work now. But anyway, I appreciate that, man. I think you can count this as your Hugo award, Chris. There you go, man. There you go. Yeah, it's kind of mind-blowing. The channel was up for a Hugo award a couple of years back. That's crazy. That's crazy. I don't know. There's something with politics or some people being upset about some of the choices or whatnot. I didn't follow it. It was like a no winner situation or something like that. Everybody voted for there to be a no winner because of somebody's politics. I don't know. I barely paid attention to it, but But yeah, man. Anyway, long story short, Hugo, I appreciate that. So, let's see. That was exactly 1 hour of an hour-long stream. We didn't go over. Nice. But, so yeah, today, nothing else going on for the channel. Today, I uploaded a video a couple hours ago. Not going to do a stream tonight. Tonight is to start decorating the house for my daughter's birthday tomorrow. So me and my wife are going to have some beers and blow up some balloons and throw up some streamers and hang some posters and wrap some gifts. And that is the what we're going to be doing tonight. And then tomorrow, my daughter turns 2. She's going to wake up. I'm probably going to make some chocolate chip pancakes, maybe. Oh, no, cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls, yeah. And then just going to play all day. And then tomorrow night, I'm making Shake Shack copycat smash burgers. My daughter likes burgers, but the more I think about it, I might have chosen this meal for myself. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, the next time I see you guys will probably be tomorrow. Yeah, I'll probably do a stream tomorrow night when my wife goes to rock my daughter for bed. I'll probably do a little stream tomorrow night. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Anyway, to all the new fleet members, Steve, Hugo, Chris, I appreciate the hell out of it. And JCM Painting, thank you guys so much for becoming the latest members of the fleet. Appreciate the hell out of that. And to everybody who supported the channel through Super Chats, thank you guys so much. To everybody who played around in the chat, thanks for playing around. To everybody who tuned in and didn't say a damn word, thanks for tuning in and not saying a damn word. So, it's time for me to knock some stuff out before I hop on Discord and play a little bit of Empire at War with my mods. That'll be fun. But yeah, anyway. As always, thanks for tuning in. And I will see you guys for a stream on Friday night. All right, let's end this with a bang. Let's end this with a fun, upbeat, boppada song. Let me find one. This has become like my go-to. Anyway, all right, guys, stay safe, have fun. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon, your morning, your evening, wherever the hell you are on this big blue marble. And I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya!